If you knew that you could succeed in whatever job you want, would you stay in the one you're in now? If the answer is no, then you are settling. How many times have you thought about quitting your job and starting a new life? Hey, I'm Lindsay, the girl who actually did that. And now I'm on a mission to change the 9-to-5 narrative that dreading Monday and working for the weekend is normal and acceptable. My goal is to help you see your potential beyond your credentials, gain clarity on what it means to live life on your own terms, and build the confidence to go after your dream career. I'm here to prove to you that it's possible for you to do work you love, make a positive impact on the world, make even more money than you're making right now, and live a deeply fulfilling life. So let's dive in. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the first full-length episode of Quit Your Job, Sis. I created this podcast because I want to encourage you to stop settling in your career, going to a job you hate every day, and to go after what you really want, to go after your dream career, your dream life, to leave good for great, because I know that you're capable of doing that. And so for the first episode, I really want to dive into what does it mean to settle in your career? How do you know if you are settling? Why is it that you're settling? And how to stop settling and actually go after what you really, really want in your life and in your career. So to start, I want to define what is settling, right? And to me, I think that settling is when you just accept good or mediocre instead of going after greatness and going after what you really want. And this can apply to any area of your life. I am specifically going to be focusing on your career, but this applies to your relationships, your living situation. Are you really living where you want to be living? Like any aspect of your life, this can be applied. But today we're going to focus on your career. And it really, really boils down to just one simple question. And the answer to this question will tell you whether or not you're settling in your career. Okay? So if you knew that you could succeed in whatever job you want, would you stay in the one you're in now? Are you in the career that would be like your number one choice always, no matter what? You're like, I don't care if there was another job that offered me way more money, way more benefits. Like, I'm doing what I'm meant to be doing, and this would be my choice any day of the week. If the answer is no, then you are settling. And you might be thinking like, hold up, Lindsay, hold up, girlfriend, because 90% of the people I know hate their job. Like, that's just part of adulting. It's like you go to work to make money and support yourself so that you can live the lifestyle you want to outside of work. Like, you don't necessarily need to be doing work that's like your freaking life's work, like what you're meant to be doing. Like, you get up every morning and you're so freaking excited to go to work. Like, that's not normal. That's just not reality, right? Like 90% of people hate their job, and that's normal. And what I want to say to that is, yes, you are absolutely right. That is normal for 90% of people. And that's because 90% of people are settling. Just because this is normal does not mean that it should be, sis. And you don't have to settle just because everybody around you is also doing that, and so it feels normal to you. If you know you're made for more, you need to go after that. And I think the best way to really put this in perspective is to think of your career like you would think of your relationship. Because I feel like in relationships, we can so clearly identify when someone is settling in a relationship and we never think that that's okay. But for some reason, when it comes to, your career, we think that settling in your career is just normal and acceptable and fine. So imagine you are talking to one of your friends and you ask her how her relationship is. She's, been dating this guy for like 6 months and you're like, cool. How's Kyle? How's he doing, girlfriend? Tell me everything. And your best friend looks at you and she's like, oh, it's not too bad. Like, our relationship is all right. I mean, it's tough most of the time, but it has its benefits, and I'm happy for the most part. Like, I'm happy, more than I'm unhappy, and like, it's tolerable. So yeah, it's like, it's good overall. Imagine if your friend said that to you about her relationship. You would be like, hold the fucking phone, sis. This shit is not okay. Like, what are you talking about? Your relationship isn't that bad and it's tolerable and it's all right and you're happy most of the time. Like, what about the rest of the time when you're not happy? How is that acceptable? Like, girl, you have to get out of this relationship. What are you doing? And sis, rewind this, go back, listen to everything I just said, and tell me that those are not the same exact things that you say when someone asks you how you like your job. Because when you go up to your best friend and ask her about her relationship, you are expecting her to say, oh my God, it's amazing. I am so in love. Like, I want to be with this person for the rest of my life. I couldn't be happier. But for some reason, we don't expect people to say that about their career. And for some reason, you think it's acceptable for you to not feel that way about your career. And think about if your friend said to you, if you ask her like, girl, why are you still in this relationship if you're feeling this way? Imagine if she said, well, there's probably no one better out there. You would be like, what are you talking about? Of course there is. Like, are you insane? There is someone out there who is going to give you everything that you want. And that brings me to why. Why are you settling? Because the biggest reason why you're settling in your career is that you don't believe there's something better out there. You don't believe that your dream career that would give you everything you want, that would make you excited to wake up in the morning, that would give you the flexibility to live your life how you truly want to be living it, you don't believe that exists. And so you're settling for this career that you don't feel passionate about, and you're working 10 to 12 hour days doing work that you don't even care about, and you have zero work-life balance, and you're accepting that because you don't think there's something better out there. And because you think the benefits of the money and whatever other perks you're getting somehow outweigh the fact that you are not happy and fulfilled by your career. And that's the number one reason why you're settling. And the second reason why you're settling is because you don't believe that you are in control of your outcomes, of your success, right? Like, if you've ever thought about changing careers or just daydreamed about doing something else, but then you're like, well, what if I fail? Or I don't know how to do that. I don't know if I'd be successful at that. Then you don't believe that you're in control of your success. But your success is up to you, sis. Are you going to go out there and learn whatever you need to learn, get whatever skills you need to get, and do whatever you need to do to be successful at that career? Because that's all within your control. But if you don't believe that, then of course you're not going to go after that career. So even if you do believe that your dream career is out there, you don't believe that you can get it, or you don't believe that you would be successful at it. And that's what's keeping you stuck in this mediocre, mundane job that you hate. Hi, my loves. So as you know, I ditched caffeine about a year ago. Now, I didn't ditch it entirely. I just didn't want to be reliant on caffeine to function every day. But listen, once in a while, your girl still needs a pick-me-up, okay? So I always make sure to have something in my pantry for the days where I just need a little extra energy boost. And I feel really good about having Laird Superfood on deck. Laird uses all natural plant-based ingredients to fuel your routine without the artificial flavors, colors, or additives, but with amazing taste and functional benefits. They aim to source responsibly and sustainably and believe that the foods you consume should be as good for the earth as they are for you. We love an honest and sustainable brand. In addition to their delicious coffee and creamers, Laird also has a variety of snacks and supplements full of wholesome plant-based ingredients to keep you charged for wherever life takes you. So if you're ready to feel more energized, focused, and supported, go to lairdsuperfood.com/QYJS and add nourishing plant-based foods to fuel you from sunrise to sunset. That's LAIRD superfood.com/QYJS and use the promo code QYJS at checkout to save 15% off your purchase today. And the third reason, which I think is a huge one, especially for women, whether we're talking about your career or especially your relationships. Like, I am not a relationship coach, but I have a lot of opinions about settling in your relationship, okay? So DM me if you ever need some help with that. All right, sis, like, I'm here for you. But the third major reason why you are settling is what I like to call good enough thinking, right? You're like, I have this amazing job. I mean, for me, I was like, I am working at one of the big four accounting firms. Like, people would literally kill for this job. I have such good benefits. I'm making good money. Like, I should just be grateful for what I have and not complain about it and not want to change it. Because we think that wanting to change something in our lives means we're not grateful for what we have. And that is not true. You can be absolutely 100% grateful for everything that you have and still want to change it. You can be in a good relationship and still want to leave it to find something great. That doesn't make you ungrateful. And good enough thinking is such a trap because it gets masked as gratitude. But sis, leaving good for great does not make you ungrateful. It does not make you a bad person. It does not mean that you didn't appreciate what you have. It just means that you know you were made for more and you know there's something better out there and you are going to go after it and you're going to find it and you're going to fight for it and you're going to work for it because you are not willing to settle. And really, that's the main reason why anyone settles, is just because it is more comfortable for you to stay where you're at than for you to jump into the unknown to see what else is out there. Because even if you're going to a job you hate every day, even if you're in a relationship that's just okay, and you're constantly dreaming of something more and wishing for something more and wondering if something more is out there, that's your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is going to this job that you hate every day. And even if you hate it, it's what is known to you. It's what you know. It's what you're comfortable with. And so going after something else that is unknown is always going to be uncomfortable, and it's always going to be the harder choice. And that's why so many people just settle into this career, settle into this life that is mediocre, and they never go after greatness. They never try to see what else is out there for them, even though they know they're made for more deep down inside, because it is so much easier to just sit back and like relax and kick your feet up, grab a drink, and just watch your life pass you by. It's easier for you to be passive in your own life than to actively try to change your situation and strive for more and strive for better, because that requires you to put in the work every single day. And right now, you can just sit on cruise control, go through the motions of your life, go to this job that you hate every day, and literally watch your life pass you by. Not have to go through change, not have to go through discomfort, not have to put in any of the work that it takes to see what you're actually truly made of and what is really truly possible for you. And that is entirely your choice, girlfriend. Like, if you want to sit back and watch your life pass you by, go for it. I'm still here for you, but this podcast is probably not for you. But if you are not willing to settle and you know that you're made for more and you are ready to find out what else is out there for you and build a life that you're freaking proud of and do work that you're excited to wake up and do every day and have a freaking amazing relationship instead of just an okay one. If you're ready to live an extraordinary life instead of a mediocre one, then this podcast is for you. So let's talk about how to stop settling, right? And This process on paper looks really simple. In practice, it's much harder to get yourself in the right mindset to do all these things. But here's what this looks like on paper. Super simple. How to stop settling and start living your absolute dream life, have your dream career, have your dream relationship, whatever you want to apply this to, right? First, you just have to decide, what does your dream life look like, right? What does your dream career look like? You have to decide on purpose what you actually want your life to look like instead of just sitting back and being reactive to whatever happens to you and living your life passively, okay? And this is the thing that most people don't do, is literally choose on purpose what you want your life to look like. Do you even want to be going to a 9-to-5 job every day? Or do you want to be working for yourself? Do you want to start your own business? Do you want to have that freedom to work from home, to not have to answer to anyone, to set your own schedule? Or do you like having that structure and accountability of going to your 9-to-5 job? That's up to you, right? What type of work do you want to be doing? Do you want to be sitting at a desk all day pushing numbers around Excel? Or do you want to be doing something that actually makes an impact on other people's lives? Do you want to be doing something that feels more meaningful? Do you even know what that is? And if you don't, then that's step one, sis. You have to figure out what it is that you actually want to be doing. And that is what I focus on as a life coach. So if you're stuck right now in that place of like, I hate my job, I know this career is not what I want, and I feel like I'm settling, and I know I'm made for more, but I just don't know what my dream life and what my dream career actually looks like, then girlfriend, I am here for you. Send me a DM on LinkedIn, on Instagram, like wherever we are connected. If we're not connected, find me at Lindsay M. Hansen and send me a DM, because that's step one, and we need to get that step right in order for you to really stop settling and really step into the life that you're meant to be living, okay? But that's step one. What do you want your life to look like? And then from there, okay, what needs to happen in order for that to be my life? What steps do you need to take to make this happen, to make this your reality, right? Do you need to quit your job? Do you need to start applying for other jobs? Do you need to hire a business coach? Do you need to move across the country? Do you need to end the relationship that you're in? Yikes. That might be a tough one to swallow, sis, but you can't live an extraordinary life with a mediocre relationship, girlfriend. It won't work. So what are the steps you need to take to make this happen? And then what is your brain telling you about why you can't do those things? What are all the thoughts and beliefs and fears that come up when you think about quitting your job? When you think about making that move, when you think about ending that relationship, what comes up for you? Is your brain telling you, well, you can't do that because you have a degree in accounting and you can't just go move into this other field? You can't do that because you'd have to go back to school and you don't have time to do that, and you already have $50K in student loans and you can't take on any more debt. What if you fail? What if, your parents don't support you? Like, what are your parents going to think? What are your friends going to think? If you want to start a business, like maybe you have no idea how to even start a business and you're like, I don't know how to do that, right? Like whatever it is, whatever your brain is telling you about why you can't do those things or why those things are scary, write all that down, because those are all the thoughts that you need to work through in order to stop settling. And lucky for you, those are all the thoughts that we are going to address throughout this podcast. So make sure that you are subscribed, that you will get the episodes every single week when they come out, because my goal with this podcast is to give you the tools you need to live an extraordinary life instead of settling for mediocre. So go ahead and hit subscribe wherever you're listening to this. Take a screenshot, put it up on your Instagram story, tag me at Lindsay M. Hansen. I would absolutely love to see that you're listening. And the biggest thing that you can do to support this podcast, support this mission, and get other people involved and help me in my mission to change people's lives is to hop onto iTunes and leave a review. If you're loving this podcast and you're excited for the rest of the episodes, I would so appreciate you doing that. I will absolutely read every single one, shout you guys out. I just love seeing that you're listening and hearing your thoughts on the podcast. And that would mean so much to me. And another thing that you can do is share this. Share it with a friend, with a coworker, with whoever needs to hear this, okay? Share this with your BFF who's dating Kyle and you know that it's time for them to break up, right? Like, I'm here for her too, right? I won't be talking about relationships for the most part. I mean, you never know where we might end up, but for now, we're focusing on settling in your career and how to stop settling so that you can live an extraordinary life. I can't wait to talk to you guys next week.